Welcome back to Condors Unleashed. Ryan Holt, Kevin Bartle. Episode, what? Check your sheet. What episode was this? 16?
I think it's like 47, isn't it?
It feels like 47. It's been a great run, though. I mean, we're in season 1. We hope to be renewed for season 2. Can we start making our pitch to be renewed?
I'll give you one guess. I'll give you one guess who's calling my phone right now.
Your wife.
Yeah. Ding, ding.
She doesn't know you have a show.
She has no idea.
No idea you have a show.
Couldn't care less.
Condors Unleashed. We're in the Dignity Health Studios here at the Bakersfield, California, eating Mountain Mike's Pizza. And Condors with a couple of big games this weekend, Friday night, Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock against Idaho. And then Tuesday, we've been talking about it, but it's Bright House Networks night. It's family night, Bright House Networks. It's also Dollar Hot Dogs half-price beer night. And all Bright House Network subscribers, we had almost over 8,000 people here last year for a Tuesday night game. We're expecting that crowd as well for Tuesday night. And Dollar Hot Dogs, free tickets for all Bright House Network subscribers. Can't beat that.
It's a pretty cheap night if you have Bright House.
Get
into the game for free, eat Dollar Hot Dogs on it.
Collin Bowman is our player guest. And, Bose, let's start there. Of course, the last couple of weeks, crowds have picked up here in Condorstown, and you've been in Bakersfield now for about a month's time. And what have you enjoyed about your time here in Bakersfield and playing at Rabobank Arena in front of those crowds?
Well, to be honest, there hasn't been much I haven't enjoyed. The team's been great, and coming from where I came from, it was a welcome change, and obviously seeing fans in the seats is a nice change to play hockey in front of.
Not to beat a dead horse, but everyone knows the story about San Francisco not being around anymore. I mean, was it kind of hanging over the team, at all at the beginning of the season? Yeah,
for sure. Just straight from the get-go, everybody knew money was tight and the way the organization was being run. Its demise was, probably sooner than some of us thought, but I think it was inevitable. Not to, like you said, not to beat a dead horse or throw him under the bus, but, it was going to happen at some point.
Take me through last night's game. 4-2, midway through the second period, but this team just doesn't give in and just finds a way, scratching claws, and gets back in the hockey game and then finds a way to win it in the third period.
No, one thing I've appreciated with this locker room is, we came into that game, we're fired up, and, we get scored on 30 seconds in. And like you said, we're down 4-2 before you know it, and there's no panic with the guys. There was nobody getting after each other, no panic in the dressing room. We knew we were coming back to win that game, and there was just no doubt about it. And it wasn't pretty, but we got it done, and that's what counts.
2 points is 2 points.
That's right.
That's the line of last night. 2 points is 2 points, Coach.
Well, it ultimately doesn't matter. I mean, everyone's been a part of teams that maybe were struggling, and maybe you lose games that you feel like you should have won. Hey, it's nice to win one that you didn't play your best at.
Yeah, I mean, any night you can go in and leave with the 2 points and go, holy, I want to forget that game. We're happy on the bus to, like you said, like Manor was talking about, just forget it, move on, and focus on Colorado on Saturday.
Now, Friday night, we're giving away 1,000 Ultimate Victory. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? There we go.
There it is.
Hockey New Testament. On page 2, it features Gary Steffes, but you're going to talk as well, and you, Andrew Carroll, and Gary Steffes, you're one of the guys as well out on the ice that praise following games, and just take me through, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, hockey's one of the sports where you don't see faith maybe as shown maybe as in other sports, basketball, football, but you, Gary, and stuff, very men of faith, and just take me through, how you've seen that progress here over the course of your career.
Yeah, we have a good few guys that are just good, faithful men, and it's been really encouraging for me to be around Gary, who's very outspoken, and he may have taken me out of my comfort zone in my faith a couple times, being a little more public about it. But we all praise God for where we're at and the blessings He's given us. And like you said, in hockey you don't see that much. Football's big in the U.S. and obviously we're all watching that. And you watch movies as a kid, and they all huddle up and pray before games. And I think that's something to be said that we can kind of institute in hockey a little bit.
As far as the night itself, Gary's going to kind of lead the way, take the microphone. Like you said, he's very outspoken, but what kind of experience with that do you have, or is this totally out of your comfort zone?
No, I think playing juniors, we've done plenty of public speaking. I've done some school visits and spoke in front of assemblies. I'm happy to answer questions and speak. But Gary's on a road to be he'll be a minister of priest sometime. He's a great speaker. He knows how to encourage people and how to lift a crowd. So it's nice to have a guy like him taking the reins. But I'm not too far out of my comfort zone, helping out and doing anything I can to kind of get it out there.
So again, Collin, Andrew Carroll, Gary Steffes will speak to everyone who wants to stay after the game. It's free to everybody as long as you come to the game and see the guys play on the ice. Then they'll strip down, get quick unchanged, quick dress, and change up and get into the Budweiser 5-hole suite and talk with the fans. And It's going to be a fun night. It's Faith and Family night. We'll have some music throughout the evening. We'll have some video board spots as well throughout the night, and really geared towards bringing the church groups out, bringing the youth groups out, and should be fun. And first 1,000 or however
Gary's in it.
Gary's in it. He's on page 2. He's not just in it. He's on page 2.
Picture of him with the Tulsa Oilers.
Tulsa Oilers. Those are some sharp jerseys as well, too. I like those colors. But you look at it, and there's a lot of NHLers in here as well. So it's a good book. It's a good read, and you can pick it up at the game on a Friday night. You mentioned your junior career. Now, you're American. You're from Littleton, Colorado. You go play juniors. You don't play college. What was that decision like? Because, you're seeing it more and more often where Americans go up to Canada, play major juniors, maybe for the American teams in the major junior ranks. But what was your decision like when it came down to whether am I going major junior or am I going college?
Honestly, for me, it wasn't much of a decision at all. My brother's a couple years in front of me. He's a real talent in the family. So we moved up to Vancouver, when I was 12, 13 years old, and played Bantam up there because in Colorado, there's a couple good teams, but there wasn't a ton of competition. So we moved up there, and he kind of paved the way, and, we both got drafted in the Dub. And, once we moved up there, we kind of looked at that as the main option. And shoot, I was signed up when I was 15 playing games before college had even entered your mind, really. So it wasn't much of a decision, but juniors was a blast, and I thought it was more of a pro hockey feel than college was, and I think that's what we were going for.
And of course, you played, if I can read the card right, in Moose Jaw. What was that like?
Well, I started my career in Kelowna, BC, which is a nice resort town, nice lake on it.
Right.
We had unreal crowds there, and it was a lot of fun. And then my 19-year-old year, I ended up in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and plugging your gas truck in at night because it's minus 30 degrees.
And you're in the middle of nowhere too, right?
In a town of 30,000. So, but to be honest, it was some of the most fun I've had playing hockey because in a town that small,
you guys are a big deal.
We were a big deal. They packed the stadium, and the guys all live about 2-3 blocks away from each other. So it was a tight knit group, and you kind of felt like you ran the town when you were playing for the Warriors there.
Love it.
Before we let you go, we always like to ask here on Condors Unleashed, what do you like to do off the ice? We always see you on the ice. You're a big, physical, powerful defenseman, but what's Collin Bowman like off the ice? What do you enjoy doing during the off seasons?
I'll do anything athletic I can get my hands on. My brothers are, we're big table tennis players. We're big golfers.
What's the handicap?
I think at the end of the summer last year, I got down to about a 5,
right.
which was good. And then about mid-season, heading back in the summer, I'll sure be up to 12, and you got to work it back down again.
Right.
So, but once again, I got brothers to be competitive with, and he's almost a scratch, so I'm always trying to claw and scratch some off of him.
Well, he's an NHLer. He has a lot more time on his hands than ECHLers.
He's got the money to, play a little bit more golf than I do. Yeah.
So for everyone tuned in who may participate in the Condors golf tournament,
yep, there you go. He's your guy.
Get Collin Bowman on your team.
Yeah. Bowman or Chris Collins? Collins seems to do the most golfing out of anybody on the team.
I could see.
I've heard he's the ringer of the team and can drain a few putts, so I'll have to get out there with him soon.
And you mentioned your brother plays for the Carolina Hurricanes. Going through this process, being in the ECHL, now you're under contract with the Worcester Sharks. What have you been able to learn or glean off of him and his experience here in the NHL with Carolina?
Watching him's kind of been, taking me through the steps, and you learn a lot just as how the hockey world works, and not to get discouraged in the ups and downs, and what can happen. And you got to be patient. He took a fast road. He was signed at 18, and was in the NHL playing a few games by 20. And obviously, I'm learning to be a little bit more patient. But watching him, there's always hope, and there's always something you can take off of. And like you said, in the off season, I'm living with him, working out with him. Skating with him, golfing with him. So hopefully, a little bit of that rubs off and, get better together.
And a guy, even in that Worcester system, just to take an example, Bracken Kearns spent 7-8 years in the minors, 31 years old, gets his first crack, and ends up being a full-time NHLer this year.
It's a little bit of a longer path, but, it can happen. It's happened all over the place, and It's we add another brother to the ranks, by the way.
We have plenty of NHL brothers. There's no shortage of that. Well, Bose, we appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend. Look forward to hearing you on Friday night as well. All right, it's Collin Bowman. I mean, this show just flies by. It flies. Every week I think, how are we going to fill this show? How are we going to? And then it flies by. Colonel Claude will join us next.
The Colonel.
Yes, the actual Colonel Claude. He'll be in the studio. We'll make some picks, and for the record, stay tuned. Condos on Leash live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California.